I'm in the right position here with my camera. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right. I don't ever see a countdown like of how long I've been streaming, like I did on the previous on PS4 Pro or PS4. Here, I can't tell how long I've been streaming unless I hit the PlayStation button and go into another menu, and it shows me. But I got that cool feature of when I'm recording, it shows you how long I've been recording, which is great. I love that. It's constantly up there where I can see it when I'm recording. So in the future, I may do a lot more recordings, but depending on my mood, and situation and time of day and so on and so forth. Just woke up like 20 minutes ago. Gonna link the stream in my Discord channel. There we are. Want to talk about Mandalorian today? Kind of like, I wouldn't say, well, in my own personal review. Oh, man. Mm-hmm. You go get my coffee real quick. We can get a 10-year-old memory on my Facebook channel. Our tree when we first got it. When all the lights worked. It's really awesome. Alright guys, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right back. I'm gonna pour my coffee. I've taken my medicine this morning. I had to get it all out of the cabinet and take it one by one. I'm gonna have to put in I'm gonna have to get a refill on my heartburn medicine. I'm baby. That's cute. You need it like you need a nail in the coffin. You need it like you need a hole in the hood. Need another one. Cat's meowing at us. There is my spoon. There's my spoon coming. All in the dishwasher. What fell off? Oh. Yeah, it fell off the table when I moved my computer chair. And one of the ornaments did too. No. There's Mr. Jack. Done barking at the neighbors. Kind of foggy out this morning. You out there losing your poop? Losing your marbles, barking at the neighbors. My Venus flytrap is dying, ladies and gentlemen. They don't last long past and start getting into winter, fall and winter time. Oh, man. Ah. I wonder if I can get my screen to stay on. Let's see. Display and brightness. Auto log 30 seconds. Never. I can go back and change that later. You watching, Lan? I haven't checked to see if I had any viewers or not. It says 0 viewers right now. Alright, let's get to crack-a-lackin'.
Yes, strong with stink.
Step closer, Sealface, and say that again!
I said your stench is strong. That's your only strength. Your stench.
I will feed your teeth, wrapped in your tongue back out.
I thought they were fighting. You see if I can find that lady that quest I was doing last time I played. She was wanting help to, like, get her sex life back in order with her husband. And they would have sex during raids. It was so hilarious. Well, here they are. Is that a quest? Birthrights? No. Oh. Okay. And oh, I can change her appearance. It's a boring home right here. Okay, I guess it can no longer help them. Let's go do this real quick and open up the map for this area. Lan, let's talk about the last episode of Mandalorian. Man. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching my stream and you haven't seen The Mandalorian yet and you plan on watching it, spoilers ahead. Because I'm going to talk spoilers of the last episode. Probably the last 2 episodes of Mandalorian. Really good. And,
Own it.
Yeah. Oh no. Did you watch the last episode of Mandalorian Land? I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it, but I assumed you have, because, you know, such an awesome show. There's birds flying around on top of that.
Disappointed face.
Yeah, I was not happy with what happened at the end of that episode. If you watched it.
I've seen it.
Okay, cool. I didn't want to. I didn't want to spoil anything, you know. Man, such a cliffhanger, dude. But during the episode, before Grogu got captured by the Dark Stormtroopers, I think they're called Dark Stormtroopers. I want to kind of go across that wooden bridge over there. The episode was great with Boba Fett and all them fighting the Stormtroopers. It's amazing. It was awesome. And Mando trying to get Baby Yoda when he was all like, you know, using the Force, had kind of that Force shield around him. Knocked Mando out one moment at one time during the show. I was like, man. But yeah, I didn't like how he got captured. I bet you the last episode is going to be a huge cliffhanger. Only got 2 left. 2 episodes left. Come on, girl. Climb this mountain. There's a horse up here and everything.
I'm thinking this season will end with a downer, like Empire.
You think so? You might be right. Oh. Ah, man. Did you finish watching my last 2 episodes or 2 parts of Ghost of Tsushima? Pretty crazy, right?
Yeah. I'm all caught up with your vids.
Cool. I had a feeling he was going to end up fighting his uncle.
Knew those two would fight in the end.
Yeah, I did too. I did too. Such a long story. Really?
I really enjoyed that game, more than I expected to.
Cool. I did too. I like games that are long like that. And, not just like a 4-hour game. And some games are good. Like that horror game that I played during October. That was like, that took me like 3 or 4 weeks to finish. I'm curious what's up here. I think you'll like, if I ever get back into playing Red Dead Redemption 2, I think you'll like that story too. It's kind of sad, but it's a good game. But I just gotta get back into playing it. I don't know when though, because hell, Cyberpunk's coming out Wednesday. And man, I'm gonna be invested into that game a lot. So I'm gonna be toggling between this one and Cyberpunk. Opal. Scribbled words from Ragnvald and Wandering Skald. Was Zemir the only of his kind? Were there other great giants before? And if there were, did they give birth to the world like our own? Our own realms with other men, other gods? Hmm. Usually when birds circle around like that in the real world, there's a dead body or a dead animal or something on the ground nearby. That skeleton, he's picked clean. I'm going to be doing a lot of exploring in this game. Oh. Lots of exploring. What is this? In the older games of Assassin's Creed, after you do a synchronization, you can leap off the top of and land into a giant bale of hay or water or something. But Doesn't seem too safe to jump off that. So I'm just gonna safely go back down. And we're full. Okay. I'm gonna fast travel back to the city here in a moment. What in the world? See, I have to play the older Assassin's Creed games. There's a woman in the real world in a thing called an animus, and in this story, the game believe that memories are stored in our DNA, our bloodline. So the machine is able to like tap into the memories of your bloodline, your relatives from centuries ago, and go back and see the memories of your relatives that lived centuries ago. So basically, we're seeing a memory of whoever's laying in this machine in the real world of her. I think it's her relative back in this time period. And this is probably like, you know, this is like an area where we can't go because can't explore. And there was a lot more involved in the real world stuff than the older games. I'll have to try and get the first Assassin's Creed game. I've got most of them, but man, that would be such a long adventure if we went to... Oh. If we were to go through all those games. Alright, let's fast travel. One of my favorite ones is Assassin's Creed 2, 3, and 4 with a character named Ezio Auditore. He's Italian. And it takes place in Italy. And I can't remember the year it took place. Man. That character was so popular. They had like 3 games based off of him. And a miniature small movie. When he was elderly. It was really great. I'm gonna go up here. Well, first hand. Let's go over here to this bigger one. The first game, it was a bit repetitive because it was the very first one. All these side missions you had to do, they were kind of repetitive. His name was Altair, and I can't remember what country his game took place in. I only had one story based off of him. But in the third Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, I think it was called, with Ezio Auditore, Ezio had to go to the land and where Altair was last located or last lived to get something from Altair, and of course Altair had been dead for centuries, but Ezio found his corpse in this tomb where he died, like sitting in a chair. But oh yeah, I can't figure out how to get inside this place. Oh wait, that's a different door. Right here. Alright, I'm confused. It's your turn to dig through the shit. It may be under the house, maybe. Maybe. There we go. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. It's a book or something. Didn't mean to do that. Not sure how to get this book here. Well, fudge. Alright, let's go visit the other place with the smaller money. And then we'll get to the story.
Hey! Stop! You're
Get
finished!
off of me!
Whoa. Okay, those were a bit tough. I thought maybe I could kill that one guy, but they are a bit too high level for me to kill right now. first week of January, land, I'm taking a week off. We were supposed to go on a cruise, but it got canceled. But most of that week, I am going to be streaming like crazy. We're on the first Monday of that week, I think. I forget what day it falls on. The 4th of January? Yeah, we're going up to Knoxville, Tennessee to see her sister. Well, we're going up halfway, right? Yeah, we're only going halfway to Knoxville. Like Crossville or something like that. To eat lunch with her sister. And, but...
Thor himself could not drink me.
The rest of that week, I'm going to be playing this and Cyberpunk. Mostly probably Cyberpunk. And I'm super excited for that game. Super excited. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I'm probably not allowed inside this building. Since there's guards. Yeah. Look at that double-bladed axe he's got. Freaking awesome. Yeah, there's guards everywhere. There's got to be a way in up here. This reminds me of the Nordic home in Skyrim in Windhelm. I think it's called Windhelm. I don't see a way in this place. Alright, that didn't have any effect. Alright. No effect. Or how are you supposed to get in? Oh wait. Alexa, what's my notification? Okay. Found a way in. Ooh, I got a loot. Probably can't play it. get down. Let's see. Oh, okay, cool. Spider webs. They definitely, most likely, would not like me inside. Nice. Niner Ruin of Armor Protection. Nice. I thought that was something. Huh. I could have get in right there. No clue. Alright. Let's go to the story mission. I won't be able to fight these guys till later on, until I get higher in level. Later, further into the story. Find and speak to Sigurd. Yeah, here's a bale of hay. Like, hiding this bale of hay. Those would be placed in certain places in the older games. You get to like the top of tall churches and stuff in like Italy and Rome. I think the first game took place in Rome somewhere. You think it was Rome, honey? Altier. Yeah. I'll have to look up to see the years that the first Assassin's Creed and the second game took place. But you learned a lot of history, because it was, most of the game was based off real events that took place in real history in those times, in those countries, aside from some of the other science fictional stuff. It was a lot of history mixed with science fiction, but most of it was real history. Oh, they're home. And where the hell is their key at? It's a world event. Where is Sigurd? Where is Sigurd? I don't know. I don't know. Will we ever find him? We will ever find him. Wonder there's an armor merchant.
Meista erfið var eigi að eins að draga skip.
Ada, we do not need to sneak around like this. Your brother will not learn our plan. He cannot read. I will sail with you to Greenland after you ride me like the storm-tossed sea. Sniffer. Wow. I will sail with you to Greenland after you ride me like the storm-tossed sea. Wow. This game. Very, very blunt and open.
Shouldn't be seen. Better be hooded.
Cool. Did she put her hood on her head? Distrust area.
What were you thinking? Drinking mead on an empty stomach?
You have to eat something before drinking that much.
How does that go? Feed before meat.
I have some roasted lamb on the spit. Are you coming?
Hey, I want to talk to you.
I don't think Sigurd's back here. What? Find some money.
til. Þykist mér ekki hefða hleif en Odd var æti hann í gæti.
Þeir snútur með unglum að deila knifa kjötstúku. Þeir eru hirmaldir allar saman, urdu bleitir þess vegna gnags matar. Heima.
Okay, I have no idea where Sigurd is at. Oh my goodness! A woman wearing a hood! Oh my goodness! Gracious!
Unda ausa hann vel að surti fá honum lausningu. Völva má hafa nokkurt við hund, já.
She looks like a blacksmith. I can't talk to her. Where is Sigurd? Where is Sigurd?
Blót. En hverir ræsir munu gefa gaum?
Faðir þinn bölvaði oft Freyju hann var í drykkjuskap.
The accent's the late.
Think you can swill with the best?
Young King Harold summons the Norway clans to the Althing in Ulrikstad. Huh? Yeah, I don't know where you're gonna put it. Feeling the sneeze coming on. Looks like I missed some loot in that big house over there. Been streaming for 47 minutes and I haven't even found Sigurd yet. There's no marker apparently over his head. You can blend in, like if the soldiers are like looking for you.
Couldn't help it over here.
Í þessu tilfelli röskva hér í öllum ársins tímum og við fjárum það hvenær sem
Fekk búkaverð af ostinum. Mætti og vera vættarkaski. Breytir út mjög bálega. Og hverju sinni tekur á eitt hverju, heist átmátlig grenjum.
The animation got stuck.
Má vera að finni setti mark á markaði. Eftir minni ráði sé svo á. Það má hann eigi selja það til verðið eigur.
Oh, here we are. Wow.
You have just won your heart's desire, Eivor. Yet by the look on your face, you have lost your will to live.
Gorm is here with the last of his men. Why does that troll dare to show his face?
Leave it for another day. We are here under Harald's truce, and Gorm is too weak to try anything bold.
He's a seed stain on his father's trousers. I should wipe him from this world.
Not tonight, Eivor.
A seed stain on his father's trousers. Oh my god.
Basim, watch over this one, and see that she warms herself with drink. I will find my father and escort him to the Longhouse.
As you wish.
Mug's made out of wood.
Is Hytham well?
He will heal, but never fully recover. It is fortunate that you were able to succeed where he failed.
My resolve was strong.
When you slew Kjotve, did you see a sigil on him? Silver, the size of my palm, bearing the symbol of an ash tree?
Take it. Trade it for what you can.
I know where Gorm is camped. If you wish to see him without anyone the wiser, there is a trick I can teach you.
Already looking for another apprentice. All right, I'll bite. What do I do?
Use your cloak to obscure your face. Blend into the crowd. Divert attention. Hide in plain sight.
You want me to join your brotherhood? Is this how your brotherhood operate?
Is this how your brotherhood operates? You sneak around in the daylight, stabbing your victims where they stand.
Said like that, you make me blush. We are seekers of justice, shepherds of man's will. We work in the dark to serve the light.
I suppose there's no shame in using deception when honor is at stake, and Gorm is a stain on that honor.
Then let's see what can be done to cleanse that stain. Give it a try. A few things you should know before you step into his camp. Walking unseen through hostile territory is an exercise in subtlety.
I think I was already there by accident, looking for...
A hood makes you forgettable, dismissed at a distance. Remain far from watchful eyes, and you will be invisible to them. Do not draw blade or hammer, for these and other sudden movements can break your disguise.
Yeah.
And in case I wasn't clear, you will need to put up your hood for the trick to work. Gorm is there, in the camp ahead.
Running also draws attention. So you gotta try to walk and act natural.
Eigum að skipta blóðið suðrumýrina. Gamla nær tengd, að hins húða lítur nú og gerur spár eigi árvæna. Þessi kristni...
Evil! You Arker shit! Take up your weapon and follow me beyond these walls. Let Odin's favor land where it may.
You dare not break the king's peace here. So fuck you and your god talk. What say you to that? You can beat me, but you will not kill me. Not under Harald's truce.
You are all subject to King Harald's truce. Break his peace and you will be cast out of Alrikstad.
I'll give you no trouble. You were shed into this world without honor, Gorm, and you will leave as a turd, dumped into hell's deepest ditch.
Keep crowing, Eivor. You only make yourself an easier target.
The Alding will have started. I should find Sigurd.
I'm like following this piece of paper blowing in the wind. Tattoo design collected. Oh, it's a tattoo design. didn't know what it was. What are you saying? Oh. So I'm trying to stream, I thought she's talking to me, like... Gotta go up there. Oh well. I was feeling like I could run up the rope, but I guess not. What, the clock?
Tell me Gorm still lives, Eivor.
It pains me to say. He does.
Thank you. His day will come. Oh, gods. I hate long speeches.
Only when you're not giving them.
Many of you knew my father, Halfdan the Black. A great man who achieved great things.
They buried Halfdan's leg near our temple. The crops have never grown taller.
They buried his arse near ours, and we get nothing but a muddy river.
I dream of something greater. A vast kingdom of warriors in numbers the world has never seen. United under one king, one rule. Too much blood has been spilled fighting one another. Today, we unify. And turn our blades outward to conquer new lands. And who better to lead us to glory than me? I was blooded before the age of 10, and I led the greatest army Norway has ever seen. But they say a wise king seeks honest counsel, so I ask, who among you rejects this new arrangement?
I am not your enemy, King Harald, but I will not be your subject. Tomorrow we sail for greener shores, and so my kingdom is yours.
This saddens me, noble Hjor. And does your wife agree? Is she not tired of limping ever westward?
My husband and I are as one in this, Lord. We do not limp together. We fly.
I'm sad to lose a woman of your spirit, Yuvina. But I hold no grudge. May the fates grant you good luck.
My king, I offer you my axe and my oath, ironclad.
Gorm Kjotveson, you dare show your face in this hall. Did not King Styrbjörn and his son Sigurd rid our lands of your foulness?
The Raven clan dishonored me, great king. They poisoned my father, Kjotve. They made a mockery of his honorable death.
Backrout, you lie!
Hold, Eivor. Let it play out.
This is a serious charge, Gorm, and a false one at that. My uncle saw your father die. Eivor Wolf-Kissed, you are Kjotve's slayer. This man has slandered your clan. What shall I do with him?
Kill him.
I would send him to hell, as I did his father.
Understandable. But a quick death is too good for a Draugr like him. Gorm, I name you Worm and call you exiled. Leave these lands by the next full moon, or I will feed you to the crows myself.
King Harold, may I speak?
The floor is yours, King Styrbjörn.
My people have held our land since the days when Odin himself walked among us. My kingdom is humble, but we have paid for it in blood. Our victory over Kjotve is proof that we will not lay down without a fight. All here have buried friends, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters. And I, for one, have had my fill of death. Let those who seek war look beyond our shores. If King Harold brings peace, then I am happy to bend my knee to him.
What? What in hell's name are you doing, father?
Securing a lasting peace, Sigurd. Our days of fighting are finished.
You said nothing of this to me. Not a word. And I will not yield a title that should be mine by right.
Then war will continue. Men will die, villages will burn, you foolish boy. This is our only way towards true peace.
You will die a thrall. You drink-addled cow. Alone and toothless in a bed of straw.
Forgive my son. He is ruled by his emotions.
I take no offense, Styrbjörn Jarl, and I thank you for your fealty. It is natural to fear change, to resist it. But all things change and all things end. The lessons of Ragnarok are clear. We will speak again soon.
That was an ambush, Lord. Did you know of Styrbjörn's plans?
For some days, yes, I did. But it was not at my urging. It was his decision alone. Do you dream of a glorious future, Eivor? A warrior like you would be a boon to my clan.
All I know of fate is that its pattern is unknowable. I do not worry beyond that fact.
I wish I understood you better. For those I do not understand, I do not trust, and I cannot stomach a lack of trust.
You have nothing to fear from me, King Harald. My loyalty lies with my brother Sigurd, and I bear you no ill will.
Then know that if you stay in Norway, both you and your brother must serve under me. Take tomorrow to think on this. But let us leave these matters for another time. Tonight, we will eat and drink like gods and wake in a kingdom made new.
Harald's colors. He's already marking his territory.
Marking? Gods, he's spraying like a horny pup.
Harald may be young, but he's clever. Do not underestimate him. He came of age very quickly.
You there! What are you doing? If you wish to have words, come closer.
An arm or a back. Designed for an arm tattoo that can be applied to your local tattooer. It says back though. You just sell some of this stuff. Let's see.
Are you one of Harald's men?
I am. The king wishes to make a survey of the land he now rules. Nothing more.
Let me ask, are you one of the conquered? Did Harald take your lands as well?
No. My family has lived under his banner since the days of his father, Halfdan the Black.
Well, welcome to Thornburg, warrior.
I gotta find Sigurd again. Let me get me some more coffee real quick. I'm gonna be selling my old PS4 Pro to my dad. On the 18th, I think, is when he's gonna give me the money for it. My dad's had my PlayStation 2 for like a long time, and he's upgrading to a PS4 Pro. Big change in games. He's only got one game on the PS2, but he's not much of a gamer because my mom won't let him play much. My mom pretty much wears the pants in the family. Looks good, baby. Looks good. He also refilled my coffee thing here. Okay. I'll have to get some more soon. Lance said he was disappointed with the ending of the Mandalorian episode. I was too. You know, I didn't like that Grogu got captured. Lance, what do you think of Grogu's name? Do you like his name that they gave him? Grogu? I heard a lot of people didn't really like the name. I think I turned the voice thing off, so I'll have to look at the television to see your response. Give me a moment to get back to my seat and so I can see your response to my question. I'm pouring me some more coffee here. I turned it off in case Ryan or Normal get on and start having a cat battle with cat emojis again. That was really getting on my nerves. Just have to try and pay attention to the chat before it disappears in the future. I think the name's okay though, personally. Yeah, it's kind of growing on me. Some of you are like, no, I don't think Grogu. I think he's maybe Yoda. Okay. Alright, Lan. What's your opinion, sir, on Grogu's name? Do you like it, Sir Lan? Sir Lancelot?
How are you doing, Hytham? You survived a serious blow.
I am mending. I will never be the warrior Basim wishes me to be, but I can serve my brotherhood in many other ways.
With Kjotve dead, you return to the south.
We are going west, in fact. Basim is a tireless crusader.
Get some rest before you set out, then. Injured men do not fare well on the open ocean.
Of course. Thank you.
This makes me want to play Skyrim. This game does. Sword and shields. Bless you.
Better than keeping calling him Baby Yoda.
Yeah. Bless you, honey. Yeah, well, I guess I did keep that voice thing on. I thought I turned it off. That is true. Yeah. I really love the episode with Ahsoka Tano. That was really awesome episode. Jack's playing with my friend Cody. this? Man, I cannot wait for Wednesday. I'm planning on streaming for a couple of hours Wednesday when I get home from work, but it all depends on if I get out of work on time. The company I work for, they have a lot of bad, unreliable employees, and they don't always show up for work on time, which pisses me off so badly. I get so angry. Because I don't want to be there more than my 8-hour period. I want to go home. I've had my fill of overtime over the years, and I don't really care to do it unless I choose myself to have overtime. But when you're expecting to get off at 3 o'clock, you want to go home at 3 o'clock, not wait around wondering when your relief is going to show. So if I can get home at a decent time, I'm going the wrong way. I'm planning on starting up my stream.
I don't like the way those soldiers watch me.
I find it flattering.
You think one will marry you and carry you off to the capital? He would take his pleasure and move on, you moon-eyed magpie, leaving you with a little soldier to raise by yourself.
Come! A little dice never caused any harm.
No! I gotta... Where is he? Here we go. The game of finding your brother. Very secret, very secret. I don't know. How long will it take to find him? He's gotta be close. Like, I can't zoom in any further than him. Old friends and new challenges present Elvir with some difficult choices. You got your cake, buddy? You got your cake, baby? He's got like a stuffed cake. It's a stuffed toy. It looks like a birthday cake. It's got a candle on it and everything. You got your birthday cake? You got the birthday cake?
I have not had a win all day. I must turn this
You got the
around.
birthday cake, baby? Huh? You got your birthday cake? Yeah? You got the birthday cake? Yeah? Yeah? He's wanting to play. You got the birthday cake? Yeah? Yeah? You got the birthday cake? Yeah? You got the birthday cake? Yeah? Yeah? Big old baby. Daddy loves you. Yes, sir. He's a big man. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's a good boy. Uh-huh. Later today, I'm gonna go up to this place called Great Escape with my dad. They're wanting to sell the old PlayStation 2 and some old movies that Mom is wanting to get rid of, and then also, I gotta take a look at the wiring on one of my spotlights outside. It's like flashing
If those
during the
backgrounds
night.
come to our door, I will carve them new shitholes.
Wow. It's like blinking like a strobe light, so I'm thinking the wiring might be loose or something. What's up, guys? What's going on? Nothing to say? Where is Sigurd? Where is Sigurd? I don't know.
You look like you know a thing or two about dice.
Oh.
It's Eivor. Open the door.
Eivor.
But keep your voice down. You will alert Harald's men.
Eivor. I keep forgetting how to pronounce her name.
Where will we live? The English will fight back. The wars will never end.
Or they will push us into the Christian ways.
Quiet all! Give me a chance to speak.
I hope we see more of
2 days ago, we rid this land of Kjotve and his dogs. Yet today, we do not celebrate. Today we cower under a cloud of fear. But it need not be like this. We are not the heel-trodden subjects of a boy king. We are the Raven clan. Our destiny is our own.
Did you know about your father's oath to Harald?
I did not. And for that my anger burns hotter than any man's here. But I will not let that drive me into despair. We cannot stay in Norway. Not under Harald's boot. Not without fueling more war. So we push forward. To newer lands. To England. And there make a new home. A kingdom of our own.
The sons of Ragnar Lothbrok have been in England 8 winters already. Is there any land left for a clan of our size?
More than enough, wife. Of the 4 kingdoms of England, only one is truly pacified.
I have no desire to wear Harald's leash. I like this idea.
A saga for the ages. I agree.
It will take time and resources to build ourselves a new home, but the riches taken from Kjotve's raid would suffice.
No. That belongs to my father, as a fair compensation. In England, we must start anew.
You would start us with nothing? In a land we do not know? Among people who hate us?
Kjotve's riches would go some way to easing our passage, Sigurd. I bested him. It is within my rights to claim his goods.
Our leaving must not be an assault on my father. It is a time of renewal for us.
If we go, we will need all the help we can get. I say we take Kjotve's spoils for our own.
I abhor such theft. But if this is what it takes to sway you to my cause, I accept.
Styrbjörn will prosper by the generosity of his new king. Kjotve's goods belong to us.
To England then, before the day is out. Pack what you need, but no more than that.
And tighten your lips. The last thing we need is the attention of Harald's troops.
Tighten your lips. Oh. I want someone to shut up in the future. Hey, tighten your lips.
How much did you hear?
Enough. A new path is revealed, and your journey will be challenging.
Will you not join us?
For my mother's sake, I cannot. But our threads will cross again before the final day. Until then, farewell.
What if I could take her hood down with a button on the controller? Or the hood is like stuck on her head now from now on. Let me look at the controls here real quick. Heal. I'm not sure what heal is. Maybe for a dog we get in the future? Dodge, roll, interact. Left hand action, ranged abilities. I don't know. Huh, okay. I guess I had to... I was wanting to put the minor ruin of protection on the shield, but I guess it won't go there. Oh well. Man, I don't know. I think one of the first games that I did on my channel before, like, Fallout 4 was called Infamous Second Son. I don't know if you were watching me when I did that game. But this young kid, voiced by the actor Troy Baker, in a world of like people who have powers, and he ended up getting powers by accident, and he's able to like absorb and get new powers from other people who have powers. He ends up getting this ability, this Ash ability, where he can like throw like fireball like powers, and he can go through like ventilation ducts and come up to like the top of the building and dodge and get out of the way really quickly with that power. And then he gets like a light ability from like grabbing the power from like neon lights, and this other digital like ability he gets from like this nerdy guy. And then the last ability you get in the game is like stone, which is from like the boss that you stop at the end. But that's a pretty cool game. I wouldn't mind playing that game again in the future. I still have it. But another game I bought yesterday for like $4 was the first remastered Tomb Raider game called Tomb Raider Definitive about Lara Croft. Came out on the PlayStation 4 years ago when it first came out. When the PS4 came out, like almost 8-9 years ago. I might do a stream of that soon, one day. Because I have a newer Tomb Raider game that I've never played, and I would like to play that, but I think I would want to play through the other one first. Again, to kind of refresh in my mind of the story and everything. But it's also a really great game. Got a good story.
Eivor, the wind favors us. We should set sail without delay.
You made quick work of packing. Well done.
The dream of new lands is a powerful lure.
As is the promise of glory. But the act of leaving so beloved a home, there is a sadness to it.
Having doubts?
No, not at all. The die is cast.
Then let fate guide our journey. Are you ready?
I am ready. Let us take to the water and leave unbothered while we have the chance.
That chance is past. Look!
Fate flies on swifter wings than we.
King Harald's banner.
Sigurd, what is this assembly? What are you planning?
An exit, father. As graceful as I can. For if I cannot be king in the land of my birth, I will start a new saga. In England.
Nonsense. Your place is here, son, at my side. There will be other victories soon. Other glories.
My choice is made, father. Do not hope otherwise. There's nothing for me here. I must go make my name in the world.
And you have plundered Fornburg's resources, I see. You leave nothing behind but your honor.
You left me no choice. I entered the Alving a prince. I left, the son of a Jarl.
There are always choices, Sigurd. I will not stand between you and yours, but I do not accept it. 17 winters ago, I opened my door to you, Eivor. And now, your only thanks is to rob me? I should have left you to the wolves.
Wow.
Sad old elk. Do not carry his words with you to England. He brought this day upon himself.
I know.
Also, when I was doing the live stream of the last part of Ghost of Tsushima, I forgot about the microphone on the controller that it has. So whenever I turned off my headphones so Cindy could hear what was going on in the dialogue of the game, the microphone on the controller activated and was picking up the game volume from my television. So it was getting like this weird audio during those parts. And I didn't realize it until after I had already uploaded it to YouTube and everything. I was like, well, crap. So now that I've muted the microphone permanently on the controller, so if I ever do that in the future, I won't ever experience that again.
The time for tears is over, you weeping sacks of wool! Put some muscle into those pools!
Ration your strength, dog. We have an ocean to cross.
All right, you lazy backrout. Sigurd, what's our course?
The Sons of Ragnar established a settlement near the coast. We set sail for that. Bragi, sing a song to lift our hoob.
To rouse the gods! Inspire a mighty spark from Thor to speed us on our way!
An ocean lies before us, Eivor, and on its far side, a new kingdom awaits.
You know England well from your travels.
I spent a season in their kingdom of Mercia, a temperate land, lush and wild. By now, the sons of Ragnar will have claimed its heart.
Do we mean to join their army?
They will join ours. In time, all of England will know of Raven Clan and the glory we brought to that fractured land. So to England! Glory and destiny!
To England!
To England! For Valhalla!
Wow. It's just now showing the title to the game. I didn't even explore all the areas in this map. Oh, that's the Animus. Present day. That machine she's leading is called the Animus. Well, she even looks like Eivor. Oh, she's dropping her pills everywhere. Don't you have a glass you can pour the water in?
In a lecture at the University of Cambridge, Dr. Sirka told a worried audience that scientists have few answers for them.
Since the mass coronal ejection of 2012, the strength of the Earth's magnetic field has increased by a factor of 50,000. This has resulted in huge disturbances in radio and satellite communications, dangerous bands of radiation around the poles, and as we can all see from our window, an aurora borealis that never burns away. Unfortunately, we are stumped as to why this is happening, and if we cannot find an answer soon, it may change the way we live, the way we communicate, even the way we evolve, forever.
Dr. Sirka went on to say,
Bought you more electrolytes? Oh, new and improved citrus flavor.
Thanks, Sean.
Sean? I think he's from the other games with Desmond Miles of Assassin's Creed. He was one of the scientists helping a guy named Desmond.
How do we fix this? How are you the key to everything?
Ah. That must be her ancestor right there. That must be the remains of her ancestor, Eivor.
You're a long way from home, Eivor.
Her shield. Buried with her shield and... maybe a sword. I see a helmet and the shield. I wish I could, like, go to first-person view mode to get a closer look at that. Wow. Guess we walk back to the cabin. You know how some people can, like... a lot of people could go to... there's a website where you can, like, look up your ancestry, family. People who lived centuries ago related to you, but... there's so many people in the United States of America with my last name that are not even blood related to me, as far as I know. So how am I supposed to find information about my ancestors, say 100 to 200 years ago, with just my last name. I don't know any of...
Oh, mint tea is not actually tea, Bex. It's an infusion. It's really just dirty, minty water.
I don't care what you call it, Sean. Did you buy any?
Of course I did, love.
Hey, sorry about pulling you out. The generator was sputtering.
That's fine. I needed air.
How is the Animus data stream? Comfortable?
Felt pretty stable after a while.
Good. Just give me a sec and you can jump back in.
Another satellite came down. Did you see?
I did. One of Abstergo's.
That's good.
Well, most of North America just lost its GPS service, so... Depends what you mean by good, really.
Right. Even when we win, we lose.
Okay, we're all set. Whenever you're ready, you can jump back in.
I'll look around for a moment.
Hello, Layla.
Layla.
Sean, what do you make of the grave out there?
Well, it overturns a few hundred years of scholarship about the first Europeans to set foot in North America. Apart from that, it's just a bunch of muddy bones, isn't it?
Can we talk about this thing on my neck for a second?
Ah, the mood stabilizer. Yes.
It's not harmful, is it? I mean, I feel good, but I want to make sure there's no side effects.
There shouldn't be. It's only blocking outside signals, a passive effect. So the staff doesn't, you know, mess with you.
Sean, what happened last year, I had no control over that. I tried to resist.
I understand. And your old team, maybe they don't. But we've seen that sort of thing before. Still, if you want to work with us and get to the bottom of why the world is about to end for the second time in 8 years, then you wear that thing until we say otherwise. William's orders.
I know. It's not a problem.
It's just a few more weeks, yeah? Just until we figure this out.
You're right. I know you're right. Sean has been busy.
A strange vision. An audio fragment sent from an unknown location to our encrypted servers. Nothing was stolen, nothing corrupted, just a quick deposit and gone. We got lucky this time. So what is it? A cryptic sound file, voice unknown, with a signal beneath it. The signal was a code. Led us to a precise spot here in New England. We dug, and good lord, we struck gold. Well, silver, dominant currency in the Dark Ages. Point is, it was a gravesite, a Norse warrior dating back to the late 9th century, early 10th century AD, a few centuries before the earliest known settlements. This is big news if we have it right. Questions: how did these bones get here, and why? I want to say Sean was from the older games.
You gonna put this in the fridge, Sean?
Maybe
of course.
Rebecca. Maybe
in
Rebecca.
Half a minute.
Remember, tomatoes go on the counter, not the fridge. Please enjoy your stay. Remember, all the garbage must be packed out, and please water the plants once a day. Yeah, I won't remember that. Sean, don't forget to water the plants while I'm under, okay?
I'll add it to the calendar and tattoo it on my leg.
Be nice to sleep in a real bed when this is over.
Feeling okay?
Better. But I'm worried that it could happen again. The 2 data streams.
I can't promise it won't. I barely understand it myself.
It felt like 2 minds, fighting over 1 brain. It hurt like a shotgun to the head.
Right. There's something about this Viking's DNA sample that feels dense, noisy.
Could it be the staff? Interfering somehow?
How do you mean?
My headaches, my temper. They started the day I got that thing.
I hope you're not making excuses for, you know, your friend.
Jesus, no. I'm not.
Sorry. Just take it easy. And if you feel yourself slipping again, let us know.
I'm trying. I really am. I went through hell to bring you here. It had better be worth it.
I want to know more about this staff.
Let's have a look.
Wow. Desmond.
No, come on, Sean. Turn that thing off.
Oh, hold on. I like what you said there. I want to get this for posterity. Say it again, nice and loud.
Seriously?
Sure, come on. If nothing else, it'll give me leverage with your old man.
Ah, that's your angle. Nice. What I said was, I wish I hadn't been born into the Assassins. I wish I had chosen this life. Is that good enough?
Sure, but why is that?
Because choice is the central idea of our creed. It underpins everything, right? It's about free will. It's about seeing the evidence before you and saying, yes, this is what I want. Or, no, this isn't for me. But when you're born into a group like this, or any other, like I was, you get mixed signals. You get told over and over again, this is what we believe. These are the rules. This is reality. No deviation. And if you question it, oh, they look at you like you killed a puppy. That's hardly free will. It's a weird irony when free will is your central belief, but nobody wants you to believe otherwise. I don't know how to say it exactly, but I always thought there was something self-destructive about our creed. If free will is the most important moral guidepost we have, we should be free to ignore it. To choose submission, for example. You know what I mean? Like, we should be free to side with the Templars. If it's really my choice, I could do that.
Right. It's almost self-refuting. A democracy could democratically elect a dictator or choose to get rid of democracy altogether. Within our creed is the seed of its own destruction. That's what makes it powerful, I think. And fragile.
Right. The more freedom you have, the more risky it is, you know? Anyway, my dad has mellowed over the years, but he was strict when we lived on the farm. He ran a tight ship. I never got the impression that I was free to choose my path forward. Our creed, our tenets, they were drilled into my head. By the time I was a teenager, I was following these rules out of a sense of duty. This was just what we did.
That happens to a lot of organizations over time. A stagnation sets in, you know? A fundamentalism.
Yeah. Following the rules becomes more important than achieving whatever goal you set out for yourself. And people start to lose sight of the reason the rules exist.
That's called deontology, or a form of it. Following a rule for its own sake and not for the consequences it has.
Yeah, but that feels backwards, doesn't it?
Well, I think so. Following a rule is the easy part. Praying, taking a sip of wine, munching on a wafer. Rituals that give comfort.
But that's just going through the motions. It makes people feel like they're doing something. When the hard work is, well, actually getting off your ass and doing something productive. I think people just want boundaries. Tight boundaries. They want to see the four walls that pen them in.
I don't disagree.
Anything outside that, anything that makes life more complex, that's scary. That's why I envy you. You chose this life. You went through that process and you decided, yes, I believe in this.
Sure. It didn't stop me from being an insufferable know-it-all as a teenager, but I see your point.
I would have loved to have been a know-it-all. I knew nothing. Not until you guys found me. Yeah. It wasn't until I met you, and Bex and Lucy, that I knew. I knew I wanted to be an assassin.
Oh, thanks, Des. Come here. Bring it in, bud. I don't normally like touching, but I'll make an exception now.
I am not hugging you. You sure? Because I smell very nice today.
Can you just turn that off?
Hold on, I'll just set this here.
Do you guys record everything we talk about?
Not everything, but you've been using the Animus so much, I thought this was a good chance to learn some things about prolonged exposure.
So I'm your guinea pig?
No, my guinea pigs are all dead. The Animus was too much for them to handle.
Cute.
Can I ask you about the bleeding effect? Any recent flashes? Any memories resurfacing?
Yeah, the usual things. Ghost images of Altair and Ezio a few times a day. Nothing intrusive, just brief moments. They pass quickly, almost without me noticing. Like a figure in the corner of my eye. Or remembering a dream from the night before. I did have one extended hallucination a few days ago. It was Ezio. He was older, around the time he left Cappadocia. He was standing on the deck of a ship, alone. And through him, I could feel an intense regret or guilt. And it felt to me like he'd had a loss of faith in himself, in the creed, like he couldn't keep it up, couldn't stay true to his ideals. And as I watched him, I thought, is this the moment he decided he was done being an assassin? It felt like it. Anyway, most of my visions have been brief, lasting just a few seconds. They're like complete memories of small moments that appear suddenly out of nowhere, fully formed. It's a strange feeling.
Okay, anything else?
I'm starting to see Connor now, too. Though I hear his voice more often than I see him. I'm sure that will change. Oh, yeah, and yesterday, just before bed, I had a memory of being on a beach in the Caribbean with a bunch of sailors. Or maybe they were pirates. I don't know. No idea.
Huh, we'll look into that. And how do you feel in general?
In general? Well, I feel older, for one. Much older. And it's strangely comforting. I'm collecting the memories and skills and thoughts of so many people. I feel like I've lived a few hundred years or more. Is it possible that if I do this for too long, it'll push my own memories aside? That I'll be everyone but myself after a while?
It's possible. That's called identity substitution. It's happened before, but it's rare. And someone with your background shouldn't need to worry.
My background? You mean someone with my genes? My abilities?
You have Isu DNA, and that lets you see things and do things and withstand traumas that other people can't.
And I can suffer in ways that others can't. That's not something to be proud of.
You mean the apple?
Yeah. It has a pull, Bex. It tugs at my brain. It talks to me. Teases me. Drives me mad. And what I did to Lucy. God damn it. Nothing is worth the damage I did. The pain I caused.
I know. But you're special. That's the point.
I'm not special, Bex. I'm lucky. That's all.
I understand.
We're assassins. It's our creed that makes us different, not our genes, not our blood. Anyone can join us.
That's true. But let's leave that aside for a second. What I want to know is, have you ever had any Isu memories resurface?
Isu memories? I don't think so. I can't even begin to imagine what that would feel like.
I think you'd know if you did. Maybe one day. We might be able to induce something.
Jesus, let's fix the world first, okay? Before we start digging up my ancient ancestors.
Deal.
With my luck, I'll be related to some third-rate Isu like Sisyphus or something.
Way to aim high, buddy.
Hey, you gotta.
Wow.
I lived, I died, and now I sleep. And in my sleep I dream. And in my dreams I see an end to the doom that will grip the earth once again. Find the wolf-kissed. Find the mad one. Find me. And save us all from another death.
might be interested in this. Conversations that Bex and I had with Desmond back in 2012. December, I think. Just, candid talks, that's all. We didn't square any circles or write any beat poetry. But he did have some interesting insights into his time in the Animus and what it means to be an assassin. Anyway, have a listen. You might find you and he had similar experiences, so, well, let me know what you think. Unless it's to tell me I sound like a total prat in these recordings. If that's the case, just say nothing. I mean, I did have a slight cold at the time I recorded these. That's probably why I sound odd. Anyway, okay, I'm done anyway, so turn off. Turn off. Oh, it's actually just a button. Sorry, here we go.
Probably should have listened to that first. Thanks for clearing up such profound detail. I'm sure I'll sleep soundly now, Ram. I don't have COVID, no, and I'm well isolated. It's just 3 of us traveling together, staying out of sight. I don't like the sound of any of this, Layla, and I don't like where this is leading. Not using phones, it's not the right way to ease my mind. You have my number, I suggest you call it. And no, I won't say hello to our parents for you, because doing so would bury me in questions I cannot answer. And to tell Father that you no longer work for Abstergo would break his heart. That's all he ever talks about, is how his daughter is on the cutting edge of neuroscience. The man doesn't understand the first thing about what you do or did, and he's still proud. I will not be the one to disappoint him. Is it COVID? Is that why you're being cagey? Something else? Call me. Call me and stop this insane game of hide and seek. I just want to know that you're safe. That you are safe. Remy, forgive the short email. I wanted to call, but I'm not using phones right now. My time is limited. I'm still recovering from my trip. Things got out of hand and nothing went as expected. People got hurt. I told you it was for research, and it was. But not for Abstergo, maybe. Hey. The truth is, I haven't worked for them for a few years. It's a long story. I won't bother you with the details, but it wasn't for me. Leave it at that. The group I'm with now, I can't explain. Not over email, but they've shown me things, given me opportunities, and opened my eyes to a broader view, but not without cost. In fact, I fucked up last year. Bad. More than once. And I need to make it right. I know all this sounds cryptic, but it is. But I'm not in danger, not in the way you might think. If I'm being vague, it's because I need to be. I don't want any data sniffers picking up on keywords that might raise alarms. Do I sound paranoid? A little? Here's the point. Don't worry about me. I'm with a couple of people who I trust now. They've been at this a lot longer than I have, and they're going to see me through this. I promise. At this time next year, things will be better. The skies will be clear. The earthquakes will stop, and we'll celebrate Ramadan together. It'll just be like the 90s all over again. Tell Mama and Baba I miss them, and that I'm doing fine. Your sis, L. I'm going to take a small bathroom break, and I'll be right back. Okie dokie. Okay. Good. Alrighty. One last message, after which all communication between us via this account or any others will cease. We have our own ways of talking methods. We cannot be sniffed or traced. Your previous team made this mistake. They knew the risk, but they were sloppy. Left traces of their activity on everything. Digital fingerprints. Everywhere. Will not happen with us. My colleagues tell me that the initial meeting went well. They are impressed, and a very little wary of the influence your new toy has on you. But they know better than most what it means to live with such a burden. I am curious to know more about this heir of memories. Ethiot. I'm pronouncing that right. It is not a phrase we have heard in all our decades of research. In a few weeks' time, we will contact you once more. If you are interested in proceeding, follow our instructions to the letter. If you are not interested, or if you break any of our protocols, this will be the last time you hear from us. Take this to heart. The world is sick and getting sicker. The Earth's magnetic field is growing stronger. Satellites are falling from the sky. Earthquakes are getting more frequent. Famines are becoming more and more frequent. And now we have credible reports of a new and deadly virus sweeping through Asia. It can feel like we're living through a Yeatsian nightmare. Near anarchy is loosed upon the world. In many ways we are. But there is hope. There is a cure. Us. In the past few months, we have come across something that may help us solve our most pressing problems. A message, a very promising message that may help us reverse the dire course we are on. If you want to be a part of the solution, join us. If not, we wish you the best of luck. You have a gift and a curse. The gift of old blood, the curse of not understanding it. We can help if you help us. What you did is not your fault, but you must take responsibility for it. Otherwise, nothing gets done. One of us will contact you. If you miss us, you miss your chance. Who the fuck is this? Yeah. Would your favorite baseball team happen to be the Atlantis Eagles? Layla, as you trepice about England, Bex and I thought you might want to keep your eyes open for a few things. Assassin bureaus, or the hidden ones. Most accurately, they operated in Roman Britain between the years 100 and 430 CE. It's not clear why they left, but the final date corresponds roughly to the Roman exodus from Britain. So imagine their leaving had something to do with the Empire's retreat, mission accomplished, or a loss of faith. Not sure. But if we do know that it was several hundred years before the Hidden Ones returned to the island, it may be Basim and Hatham are the first in half a century. From our own archives, I believe there are 6 main bureaus operating in the Roman period. Excuse me. Leicestershire, London, Winchester, York, Exeter, if I'm pronouncing that right, Gloucestershire. These won't be the Saxon names you'll have read between lines. Animus anomalies. Bex noticed these about 10 embedded in the simulation. They're dense clusters of data that may screw with your ability to navigate Evier's memories. Approach with caution. We don't know what they'll do if you get too close. They may be harmless, they may induce optical shock, or wipe your mind. Hard to say. Best to, on the side of hell no. But if you're curious, well, I warned you. Pieces of Eden. We don't know of any Insu artifacts you should be looking for specifically, but they're out there. And this was a period where they often cropped it up in legend. Norse and Saxon songs and tales speak of them often, so keep your eyes peeled, especially around the Stonehenge. How could that not be an Insu site? Rebecca Crane. Yeah, Rebecca's also one of the people from the previous games that worked with Desmond. Preface: the transformation of the Order of the Ancients into the Templars. The Templar are the assassins and arch enemies in the story of these games. As we know them today, has always been a subject of considerable debate among our ranks. We have operated with the assumption that the Templars themselves hold some of our or complete knowledge of this evolution, but at present no concrete historical evidence has ever made it into our hands. With little data, we do have it mostly a matter of public record. In some exceptions, it is commonly understood that the origin of the Knights Templars dates back to 1119 CE, and this is indeed was the appearance of the public face of the Templars. However, our records attest to the existence of Templar agents at least 2 centuries before this date. In one badly damaged document, an assassin contract from Normandy in the mid-11th century, the author makes free use of the term Templar. An earlier letter, this time from a hidden one in the region of modern-day Dorset, circa 978 CE, makes mention of the Templar spy within the ranks of the Brotherhood. From this, we can safely assume that the Templar Order, as an entity distinct from the Order of the Ancients, existed at some point in the mid-10th century. With an aim to expand our understanding of this dark age, one of our agents recently volunteered to delve into the genetic memories to search for further clues to this age-old mystery. Unfortunately, what he discovered was a little use for our purposes. Sean Hastings began the first of his 7 sessions on October 5th, 2014. Over the course of the next 3 weeks, he followed various matrilineal and patrilineal lines into the past, focusing on the 9th, 10th, and 11th centuries in search of assassins or Templars in his bloodline. He found none. Of minor interest, however, was the following personage, here noted for the particularity of his biography. Peculiarity. Blah. Alrecur Thorvaldsen, an early 9th century Jute who sailed north from modern-day Denmark with a wooden plank bearing a carving of a map that purported to mark the location of Thor's hammer. Alric made it as far as Stavanger before ruining afoul of a powerful clan there. Alric defeated in battle and enthralled as a slave, and he escaped his captivity some 10 years later and returned to Jutland to marry and settle down. The location of Alricer's map is unknown, and the existence of Thor's hammer, a precursor relic, no doubt remains unconfirmed. Alricer's ancestors would later sail to England following the Norman conquest of the island, settling in what is now called Loughborough in modern-day Lancastershire. The irony that a man named Hastings would contain no useful genetic memory data regarding the Norman invasion of England in 1066 was not lost in our dear subject Still, he retained his useful, chipper wit and asked if he might next relive the genetic memories of his grandfather to, quote, give a Nazi a proper blocking. Jeez, a lot of reading material here. Rebecca, before we meet in the site, I want you to see. Last week I reviewed the logs from my time with Bayek and came across some old notes. In the years I explored Cleopatra's Egypt, I stumbled across 6-issue temples, most of which were buried beneath pharaonic tomb sites. Each temple contained an issue message clearly meant for one with the ability to read genetic memories. I was lucky. I was the lucky one. I don't believe they were intended for Bayek himself, as he seemed wholly unaware of the messages as they played. They may have been encoded in a way that only someone with an animus could see them. It's been a few years since I last heard these messages, so my memory is foggy, but the notes I scribbled down have a clarity that I trust. Might be something to all this. I don't know. Often I grasp outside of my area of expertise. I am enthusiastic, but often wrong. Let me know if something else strikes you, Layla. Message 1. Layers upon layers of reality, each blurring into the next. Which is real, and which is not? What if none are real? What if everything you know is false? We ran thousands of simulations searching for the right version, searching for Desmond. Each one of them felt real, but there's no way of truly knowing, is there? Not for sure. Anything could be simulated, and finding the answer could mean erasure. Teasing the assassin maxim, nothing is true, must be careful not to confuse truths with facts. However, a language game, you will always lose. So we may stumble in our attempts to interpret it. The world, the universe, reality, what have you, is always out there. I believe that, simulated or no. We could imagine a dozen nested simulations in each one. On the level of itself, we could constitute a full reality. Wolfram via Conway suggests the universe is a giant cellular automata. And further, there is a point where the difference between simulated and real is meaningless. If the universe were a simulation, would it matter? The simulation, quote, simulation itself would be real, and therefore everything within it would be real within the confines of the simulation. Say a scientist were able to simulate pain by inducing only a few neurons of fire. No physical harm. I am in pain, the subject says. No, you only believe you are, says the scientist. This is meaningless. As is this. You thought you were in pain, but you were mistaken. Message 2. Inert. No surprise, you were designed to have boundaries after all. One cannot speak of that which one cannot conceive. The code, equations that define life, they are nestled deep within every star, every mote of dust. Every second that passes is a word, a symbol, all part of an intricate yet simple language existing within the framework of time itself. It is the one rule which applies to us all. Immutable, inacceptable. We know this. Humans were the instruments of an earlier species, the Insu. Resist the temptations to say superior, different. They were better suited to some task, ill-suited to others, possessed of a mind that we cannot know, but that does not get us anywhere. What is it like to be an Insu? What is it like to be a bat? The implication that the Insu could read time is interesting, but if humans could read time, would it necessarily be in the same manner for the same purpose, whether constructed or evolved, or a little of both as we are? We cannot be said to have been built to achieve the same ends. A round disc on its edge is a wheel. On its side, a plate. How we use something can often determine its value and its perceived purpose. Break the code, break the node. These walls tell of a tragic story, a story we can transcribed on our structures, on our artifacts, a story we could not alter, a mystery defining us, a plain sight we tried, our scholars and scientists, poets and physicists, bright minds, rebellious hearts, they all tried so hard to bring change. We all failed. None could change what we discovered, the stories written into walls of these rooms. The reader has no power. He is but an observer. But the author invents the future. The author owns the future. The Toba catastrophe, a super catastrophe. The catastrophe. I can't speak today. A super volcanic event paired with mass coronal injection was the beginning of the end for the ensue. A catastrophe. Catastrophe. Yes. It changed the Earth's environment, lowered its available oxygen levels, and generally fucked things up. The ensue never recovered. By our estimations, the last remaining ensue died just a century after the catastrophe. From that point forward, humans, their creation, ruled the roost. This disaster was not unforeseen. Ensue scientists had known about their impending doom for years, perhaps decades, before the catastrophe occurred. To protect themselves, they worked feverishly to find a solution. 6 methods they tried. But due to a toxic combination of the hubris, political infighting, and bad luck, all 6 failed. The final method proved the most promising, lost my place, and was nearly complete when tragedy struck. It was this method that Desmond Miles revived. He saved the world from a second solar flare in December 2012. The voice laments the confounding failure of their species to save themselves. But the truth is broader than that. They, with Desmond, saved us. Success deferred. Then this message: break the code, break the node. Insistent and very puzzling. Linear continuity is a simulation that allows for variations. Within the linear continuity, there are nodes, choke points, moments where algorithms coverage the flows of superposed possibilities to a single moment where only one absolute truth is possible. Paths are fluid, continuous. Nodes are static, changeless, and the wave function collapses the paths into nodes, which branch out again and again and again. Can you feel the wave collapsing, trying to course correct Desmond's act of defiance? The incoming node needs the world to end. The algorithms have been carving the flow of possibilities towards the end for over 100 years now. Collapse the wave. Well outside my area of expertise, must contact someone who knows this shit better. But what it seems to be saying, the structure of space-time, the universe is built in such a way that certain events or clusters of events are compelled to occur. A bottleneck through which space-time flows, and one nearly impossible to avoid. There is something about the catastrophe, the one Desmond averted in 2012, that compels it to return indifferent to our fear or pain. It is a tidal wave rippling across the sea of space. It crashed once against the dike, and that stopped it for a time. But the sea rears back for another strike, another and another. That gives some clarity to what is happening now, all around us. But it remains unclear how to change it, especially from within an animus. A simulation within a simulation. Reality is a mathematical module which gets solved over and over again by the observer. Your thoughts are computations, and they render this world for you to call your own. Not all processors are alike. Different brains produce different realities. The variations go from subtle to drastic. Your mind defines how much you can taste, how much you can feel, much you can understand. Perception defines perspective. We designed you and made sure to engineer your senses so you could perceive just what we needed you to, neither more or less. There are parts of time we preferred you to remain blind to. It was necessity. If we could suddenly see time, what would not guarantee the same perception the Ensu possessed? Let us speak of time as an entity, if we may. Let us say that the time is a perceivable fact, in the same way that light is a perceivable fact. The ability to see this fact in no way guarantees a sympathic view. There are creatures stumbling around this earth that read light differently than we do, for different purposes. Humans see in a well-known spectrum, Roy G. Biv. This sense of color is confined to 3 cones we possess, yet nocturnal creatures see with a different scope, for a different purpose. Night stalking, hunting, lurking, they evolved in concert with their needs and are now constrained by them, as we are. Light is only a fact seen askance and used differently by different species. To suggest that we might read time is to imply we have a spectrum use for time. Next chapter is unstoppable, and yet the greatest revolutions sometimes originate from the confines of impossibility, do they not? Reality is a simulation. Break the code, and in so doing, escape the inescapable. The Animus was humankind's first unconscious attempt to explain, not see, understanding the genetic memories, an eye into history. Your Animus is different, as in the mind that imagine it. You could not. It could escape the code. It could make the leap and make possible a decision that defines order of things that are. It is ridiculous to imagine that I could change the nature of reality out there from within the confines of an animus, a simulation within this so-called simulation, but I believe I understand what this voice is telling me. My animus is endowed with the ability to suggest alterations to days long past. From any moment in time, I can extrapolate what might have been calculations of time. I am not confined to what was, but what could have been. Yes, history is real, facts do matter, but from any moment in time I choose within the animus, I can interrogate the memory. I can ask the world, what if? What if Bayek and Aya had stayed together? What if Himu had not been murdered? I can suggest these hypotheticals and watch them unfold. Why would I want to? For knowledge, for a better understanding of what tragedies were avoided. It remains to be seen. I am, in a sense, a reader of the calculations, as the Ensu were in past days. Perhaps one day I will be able to harness this talent to see into the future, to project, to correct, to avoid. That would be worth something. It's quite a read there. Whew. The staff of Hermes Trismeg. Some words I cannot pronunciate. Trismegistus. Trismegistus. 3 syllables. Trismegistus. Ugh. Acquired from the Eagle Bearer Cassandra 2018. It must be from a previous game that I have not played. Presumed manufacture date late of the Ensu Singularity, age 75 100 BCE. Wow. The staff, one of many Insu staffs known to us, and first and foremost, the medical device with the ability to heal, prepare, restore, rejuvenate organic tissues within an unprecedented swiftness. It has been known to extend the life of its bearers well beyond the average human. An Insu's lifespan is presumed to have the ability to resuscitate living creatures in critical or suspended states. It has not been verified if the staff has the ability to resurrect the dead, but this seems unlikely based on its unknown features or its known features. It appears to work by reading and copying its bearer's DNA to ensure perfect replication on a broad scale. It is able to detect erroneous copies and deploy repairs so long as its bearer remains within a direct contact. It has been used as a weapon and frequently possibly by taking advantage of the tremendous power it draws from Insu's wireless energy lattice. The staff has also acted as a conduit or container for the personality of an Insu called Althea or Alethea maybe. It is not known if this personality is Alethea's original consciousness or a simulation of the original, though most neuroscientists would call this a distinction without a difference. As of 2019, the entity known as Alethea has made no further attempts to contact me. As yet, my purpose as the so-called heir of memories, as Alethea has dubbed me, remains unclear. My name is Layla Hassan. I was a friend and colleague of Victoria's, both in Abstergo. Abstergo is basically the Templars in today's time. And in our subsequent freelance careers, and all the time I knew and worked with your daughter, I was always struck by her limitless intelligence, her humor, her ability to focus, even in times of great stress. She was an inspiration, not just to me, but to all those who worked with her. I am writing to you now with the hope of shedding some light on the circumstances of her death. I realize it must be strange to receive a letter out of the blue from someone whose name you have probably never heard, offering to explain this tragic loss of one so dear. But if you allow me, I will try. I was with your daughter in the moments leading up to the unfortunate incident that took her life. In fact, I am partly to blame for... the same letter. All right. Up. Whew.
That's quite nice. Soothing.
Honey, I think this picture of this small castle on the wall is Ezio Auditore's final home. When he died, he owned a big farmland, and his home looked a lot like that. There's a short movie they made Ubisoft made with Ezio Auditore that led into the other games.
You mind if I put some music on?
Go for it.
Cool.
Let's see how long I've been recording. Ooh, 2 hours and 25 minutes. I can't move. Finally I can. Jesus. Okay, I think I've looked at everything I could possibly look at that I know of in this cabin.
All right, time to go. Norway to England takes about a week by long ship, so I'll scrub ahead.
Rebecca's hair's gotten longer since I last seen her in a Assassin's Creed game.
Layla, you okay?
Sorry. Can you play the message again?
We have the transcript. If you're looking for something, I can
No,
go in.
I want to hear it.
Okay.
I don't mean to be cryptic. It's just... that message led us here. To this place. To a Norse grave in North America. So those bones out there are the only lead we have. Our only chance at fixing this planet before it's too late.
Here it is.
I lived, I died, and now I sleep. And in my sleep I dream. And in my dreams I see an end to the doom that will grip the earth once again. Find the wolf-kissed. Find the mad one. Find me. And save us all from another death.
Find me.
Unsettling, that is.
That pulse in the message. Are you sure it's just coordinates? Nothing else?
Nothing I can find.
Okay, I'm ready.
Here we go.
I don't recognize the voice. I don't know if it's the male version of Eivor. Because I haven't played the male version yet. Or one of the assassins, or someone that Eivor meets in her lifetime. England A73 CE. What does the CE stand for? I'm unfamiliar with that.
There she is. England, our new home.
Not a patch on Norway, but we'll make this land our own soon enough.
I'm glad to see any land at all. And will be happy to have my feet on solid ground again.
We must not rush our landing. All you see here is Saxon territory. The Kingdom of Mercia, largely unpacified. There will be eyes watching us from the trees, with bows drawn and traps set. We must be wary. Randi, dig in your oars! All standing!
Have you spotted something?
Not yet. But let us go ahead to clear the path of any dangers. Then follow our lead when the sun brushes the horizon.
Understood! May Thor bless you all on your way! We will see you soon!
Sail on!
Yes! I'm ready for whatever these green-thumbed fairy folk have to throw at us.
Sigurd, do the sons of Ragnar know that we're coming?
They do not, but they will not scoff at our visit. Of the 4 kingdoms in England, the sons of Ragnar have settled only one. The rest is ripe for the taking.
Do we mean to join their army?
No, no. We will speak with them, get the lay of the land, and carve this country into as many pieces as we see fit.
Look ahead there! Is that what passes for a town? Plain brick in a single rune to their timid god?
That rune is called a root, Doug. The cross upon which their god was sacrificed. It sits atop a monastery, a place of worship.
That cross killed their Christ, and now they display it in worship? Bizarre.
We carve idols of our gods and make wishes before them. Like our sacrifices to Odin, the One-Eyed.
But we do not worship the wolf that kills him. That is the difference.
Whatever strangeness we see in these Saxons, they must think the same of us.
The hammer! Now there is a symbol worthy of a god. A bolt of lightning would take that cross clean off. Look there! What are they doing?
Ritual drowning.
Baptism, Doug. Are the ways of Christians really so unfamiliar to you?
Not at all. I simply forgot. And someone has to keep the conversation up. It must be priests and worshippers alone in that place. We could storm this port with ease. Sack it without breaking a sweat.
Is there much in the way of treasure there?
Always! They shaped precious metals and cut jewels to their gods. There will be a fortune there.
Later, Doug. There will be time enough for raiding, once we have settled. Come to, stop the boat. Pull up over there. The way forward is blocked by a chain spanning the river. We must remove it before pressing on.
A chain? Can we cut through it?
It's too thick for access. But there must be a way to release it, somewhere in that camp.
I will go.
And I will be right behind you.
No, Dad. You stay here. Should trouble come our way, I want you defending the ship.
A good idea. Send out the arrow and keep your sharpest axe at hand, huh?
Something like that.
Whew. Yeah. Get something to eat later. Huh? Calendar? Yeah, after we're done with selling the PlayStation 2 that Mom and Dad own and 30 something of her movies. I think she said 38 movies that she wants to try and get rid of.
God's here, vigilant.
Nope, they saw me.
We bring Christ mercy! Better check that hay.
Have your guts out!
Flank the idiot! Press hard!
Take you!
Got him. Lan, you still watching, buddy? I'm surprised Ryan hasn't popped on.
This chain is huge and poorly anchored, it appears. I might be able to shoot it.
After conducting several trials, we have found that these naval chains would hold against even the most durable Danish longships. As long as the mechanism remains intact, several more blockades will be constructed in the coming months and are to be installed on the rivers leading.
Internet went down for an hour.
Oh, wow. Well, about 5 or 10 minutes ago, I was reading a bunch of lore. In the cabin. I was in a cabin in present time on the game. Welcome back, though. Yeah, his internet went down for an hour. This is the most... Cool supplies. Titanium, wow. Let's see what's up here. Oh. More arrows. Oh.
The path is clear.
The chain is away! Hey, boy! Back to the boat! Should be close now, barring any more surprises. Fine work, Abel.
I say we go back, Sigurd. Give those dogs a good knock around and take whatever treasures they have. Easy pickings.
Not today, Dag. We press on until we reach our goal. We cannot afford another surprise. Now be on your guard. It should not be far.
Gods, I'm ravenous. I hope they have food and ale on hand when we arrive. You should have sent word ahead of us, Sigurd, to get something on the spit.
If Halfdan, Ubba and Ivar Ragnarsson are lacking food in England, then all of us will starve. Have no worry.
Ah, I can see it now. A suckling pig, tender and juicy, and the ale as gold as the treasures that we failed to steal back there.
A man of simple pleasures, aren't you, Dag?
Happier for it. For my part, I look forward to standing in the footsteps of the giants that built this land.
What giants?
The great Romans and their empire. Giants of a forgotten age. They held dominion here long ago, and their ruins dot the landscape. Every brick and stone tells a story of conquest and glory. And now, they are rubble and ash.
Ready to be remade. We will rebuild their empire, brick by brick, and ours will not crumble to dust.
All things end, Dog. The ruins are not a warning. They are a testament. Look there, just ahead, where the sons of Ragnar make their camp.
At last, we find our feet on steady ground.
Sigurd, pull back. Something isn't right.
Good eye. There's too little movement for an army. Only tents and a few men.
Not the army we hope to find?
No. Let us get a closer look.
Two hours and 40 minutes. I think in 20 minutes I'm going to stop the stream for now. Gotta go do some things. Go to the Great Escape with my dad. My mom's wanting to get rid of some of her movies and the PlayStation 2. And Cindy's wanting to go to the mall and get a calendar for the next year for the house. And also need to try and fix the my spotlight outside on the back of my house. It's blinking like a strobe light, but not very fast.
Those are not Norsemen. They're too ragged and soiled.
We should proceed on foot, lest they spot the boats.
Dag and I will go together.
We all go. If they are friends, I wish to meet them as a Jarl. And if they are foes, then we fight them all, together. Who are these men?
They speak with twisted accents. English, no doubt.
Dag, Eivor! On me!
That was a glitch.
Oi, what's this? A mess of filthy Danes befouling our riverways?
Wow, that's not very nice.
You there? Give us your name.
I am Sigurd Jarl of Fornberg. And you are?
Men who do not take kindly to Dane invaders creeping into our camp. You'd best move along, pagan. Spare yourselves a slaughter.
You threaten Norsemen with a play of swords and expect us to cower?
I have been 8 days at sea without a drop of blood to wet my axe. So spare the chatter, Buckerout, and draw your weapon.
Okay.
Let's finish them!
Kill these heathen bastards!
You have what you wished for, Dag.
It feels like home already!
Oh, damn bush was on the way.
I'll carve you to pieces!
Together,
right? That'll cost you!
Damn.
Like a blade through butter! Die, you!
Oh, damn. There's one more guy.
off my back. Don't make me shoot the road down. Have a look around, all of you. I want no more surprises.
Right. I will check the longhouse.
These folks know nothing of tending to their weapons. Careless fools.
Let's check the longhouse. I'm sure my parents are going to be messaging saying,
all good.
"Are you ready to go up there to that place with your dad? And, see how much we can get for the stuff." Wow, this place looks unkept. I think I'm going to look into buying the other Assassin's Creed games if I can.
Look at this.
A noise trap. Might be something inside. I will have a look.
Wait. Who are you? Are you with those brigands as well?
Sigurd, Dag, in here. Those men had prisoners.
You there! Untie us! Let us walk and we will not hurt you!
Quite bold in those bindings. I like your spirit.
We are very agreeable people, I promise. You need not kill us.
Peace, friend. We have no need or wish to hurt you. What are your names?
Yenli. I'm a merchant, not a bandit like those others. And this is Rowan.
Rowan, that's right. I'm a stable hand, that's all. I keep horses and, well, I did, till those brigands sold them off.
They meant to sell us next, as slaves to the nearest bidder. But I ripped their eyes out before I let that happen.
And how did you find yourselves here?
We came to trade with the Sons of Ragnar, at Halfdan Jarl's asking. But they were gone when we arrived.
Unbind them. You know the Sons of Ragnar?
Aye. Sold many a mare and stallion to the brothers. Good men. Always paid me fair.
From the look of this camp, they've been gone for some time. Where will you go now? What will you do?
Rebuild my stocks? Start anew. I have friends and allies across the land to aid me, but it won't be easy.
Every town and village needs a stable to keep horses fit and trim. I'll find my footing again. Somewhere.
What are you thinking?
We could use their skills as we get settled. Having access to trade and someone to tend our mounts would be a boon.
My thoughts as well. Any friend of the Ragnarsons is a friend of mine. Right, Dag?
Whatever you think is best, Sigurd.
Janli, Rowan, I am Sigurd Jarl of Fornberg, son of Styrbjörn. This is Eivor and Dag. Both of you are free to go, but more than welcome to stay if you're willing to pull your weight.
We'd be happy to, if only to get back on our feet.
Then let it be done. The Raven clan welcomes you.
Cool.
From strangers into friends, into family. The others have arrived. Come.
I was hoping to find some gold in there or
I have a
something.
good feeling about this place.
Honored family, friends, welcome to your new home.
Cool. They're cleaning up the long home. The longhouse, whatever they called it. Fixing the roofing. Putting on new wood. Cool. Looks nice.
Fine work. A longhouse to rival any I've seen.
A longhouse.
Now come.
Excuse me.
Randvi has found something I would like you to see.
Eivor, Sigurd, I give you England and its 4 kingdoms. Mercia, East Anglia, Northumbria, and Wessex.
Wessex.
From the few plans and maps I discovered here, I believe the Sons of Ragnar have pushed further into Mercia, here. My scouts will soon tell me if I am correct.
And where are we?
Here, in this unnamed copse of trees.
Unnamed? We cannot let that stand. What will...
Boobage.
I might have an idea. Ravensthorpe, the village of ravens.
Ravensthorpe.
I like it. The poet in you sings once again. One day this name will be known throughout all of England.
A name is only a beginning. If we want renown, we must build, expand.
Agreed. We should begin with a forge. Can you help Gunnar get working again?
We'll need cargo, supplies.
For that our neighbors will provide, whether they wish to or not.
Scarcely arrived, and now we must raid.
We cannot master this land merely by asking.
I'll go and speak with Gunnar now.
Good work, my dear. And what else have you found?
Short
Travelers
notes,
use
mostly.
different countries.
Scraps
Use
of
the
plans,
atlas
old letters,
available through the
a
world
few
map.
runestone messages. It took some time to decipher the mess and piece it all back together.
Wow. Wait. Got some skills here. Let's see. I need to get the backstab ability soon. I wonder where I'll go to, like, get better weapons and stuff. Or do some major upgrades to them.
Not a bad place, Eivor. Not at all. Can I help you with anything?
Oh, there he is.
Sigurd wants your forge up and running as soon as possible. For that, we need supplies and riches.
Ah, you mean to go a Viking then? Good, good. How I miss those days. Ransacking and pillaging. Blade singing and shield splintering.
I would ask you to join us, but you're the only blacksmith we have. We cannot afford your loss.
Oh, it's no bother. Better I forge axes than swing them. My place is here, not pulling on the oar of a river horse. Though you do remind me, I found a map among the bandits' rubbish, marked up with the locations of Saxon monk huts.
Yes, bandits know as well as we do. Monasteries are full of riches and loot.
Take the map with you, and put it to better use than they did.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to end the stream here for now. I may do some more streaming later, depending on the time I get back home with everything being done. I'm gonna save my game. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please consider leaving me a like if you enjoyed it. And subscribe if you want to see more streams and videos from me. And make sure you hit the bell so you can get notifications. That was weird. I was like, what's happening? So you can get notifications for the streams and uploads. I will either be doing another stream later today, depending on when I get things done. Got some errands to do. If not, I'll be back on tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. if I get my butt out of bed on time to do another 3 to 4 hour stream. Till then, take it easy, and we'll see you guys next time.